Hey guys, it is 21 times from PokédexCentral.com. I got a new video here for you today. The much anticipated Cofagrigus mixture of Giratina and Cofagrigus. So this is not nearly as manufactured as Lost March, but it's pretty manufactured here. So this attack with Cofagrigus does 30 damage for each bench Pokemon that you discard, and then of course Tina, when you bring it back, its ability Distortion Door allows you to put one damage counter on 2 of your opponent's benched Pokemon when you bring it back from the discard pile. So obviously there's tremendous synergy there. And this is, so I did a video kind of previewing it a few weeks ago, so this is no real surprise that this is something that's on the radar and looks to be a potentially really good deck. I played like my first 3 matches with it, and I was like, oh man, this is top tier. Wow, this is gonna be great. I even emailed my fellow colleague at Pojo.com and at Otaku and said, hey, just let you know this is going to be a top tier deck. And then of course, in typical fashion, I jumped the gun on it a little bit. It definitely has some limitations. Some of the problems I've come across are that it doesn't really hit for a whole lot. It takes a while to get. It doesn't actually hit for a whole lot. The damage you put on the bench Pokemon can add up, and Shrine can add up, but it takes a while to get started. Sometimes the 120 HP is just such a low number right now. It's just, it has some limitations. And then I'm actually like 8-8 with this in a couple different builds. But I feel like I could be 10-6 or 12-4 because I have made some just absolutely abysmal errors with this. I was actually going to record a video on this last night, but in the 3 games I played, I lost them all because I just made the worst mistakes. So I'm definitely still figuring this out. I don't think this is a very easy deck to play. I think this really requires some thought. And one thing I've also learned too is that, and I've done this to an opponent before, so I should have learned. But earlier today, I played a game against Fairy Ninetales, and of course I knocked all my Giratinas off the bench. I thought I was safe. I had the Cofagrigus on the bench and just in the active and a Yamask on the bench. But he was able to, because my Cofagrigus had some damage counters on it, and he was able to snipe the Yamask and KO my Cofagrigus. And even though I was up like 5 prize cards to 2, you don't have any Pokemon left in the game, you're out. So it's definitely something where you need to be really conscious of the Pokemon you have left after you've discarded, so you can run yourself out. Ditto Prism has been fantastic. So here's a testament to how good Ditto Prism is. In the first 8 games I played with it, I played Ditto Prism in 7 of the 8 games, and in the next 8 games, I have played it in 5 out of the 8 games. So it's kind of a testament to how good it is. There's also a trick here, is that little do we know that VS Seeker has returned to the format. If you discard a Tapu Lele, Rescue Stretcher allows you to bring her back and put her right in your hand and use her over again. So essentially, Rescue Stretcher becomes a VS Seeker. Especially in conjunction with Pal Pad, you can put your supporter cards back, and I've used this. I think to me it seems like it's a big advantage. In the first 8 games I played Rescue Stretcher. I played it a total of 6 times, and I was carrying 4 of them. So that's actually by the usage rate that I go by 21%. So that's relatively low. I mean, that's basically you have 4 cards. You're basically, it's not even like 1 card. It's not even playing it once per match. And And then here it gets even lower. Rescue Stretcher 13%, playing it only 4 times in 8 matches. So, I mean, you can see that it's a tremendous advantage, but it's a late game card. And one thing that I'm becoming very conscious of in our new meta, at least on PTCGO, is that you want early game cards. That's why I cut out the Guzmas. If you look here in the first, sorry, I should go back to this first 8 games I played. I didn't play Guzma a single time. Now, and I cut out both copies. In the second 8 games, there have been a couple games where I would have, liked to have played Guzma, but I'm going to try to dodge some bullets. I'm going to try to, get by without Guzmas. Because again, I want to be very early game focused. I want to start fast. I want to be able to move quickly, get cards going quickly. The key to that too is that I have Shining Mew. So if I go first, hopefully I can start with Shining Mew, and it's got free retreat. So you can potentially power up an attack turn 2 with Cofagrigus. And then if it doesn't, if you end up going, second on your first turn, you can potentially use Legendary Guidance. You can even potentially use this throughout the game, and you know what? If it's not, it's just on the bench. You can discard it. It'll be an additional 30 damage. So it's just a good card. Definitely have used Marshadow a few times. How many times have I used Marshadow? Used it 3 times in the first 8, and then 2 times in the second 8. So maybe I want to think about cutting it out, but there have just been a couple times when I've used it, after, like I remember Metagross used it, and it had just algorithmed, and then there was another time where one of my opponents had like 10 cards in hand, and I used it, and it was just probably devastating to them. So Marshadow by itself, I'm not really a real big fan of it, because you're essentially putting 4, and then they get their top deck, so they have 5 cards in hand. So it's really best after they've tutored cards from, say, Sylveon GX, or if they smooth over before they're able to draw it out with like a trade or something. But we'll see. I mean, if use rate go down, I'll cut it out. So here's my deck list. You guys can see it. And we will get going here. Hopefully I will not make the blunders that I did last night. I've also played, I think, 6 games with Vespiquen and Promo Lurantis, and I would highly not recommend that deck. Highly not recommend that archetype. I've lost 5 out of the 6 games I've played with it. I think it's probably better than that, but still, it is not. I don't know. It's one of those in my mind. I think it's better than it actually is, but definitely do not recommend playing Vespiquen and Promo Lurantis. Or maybe somebody got a better build than I do. If you want the deck list, I'll give it to you, but 1 win and 5 losses. So I just don't think people are going to be clamoring for that. Alright, so my opponent's got a lot of Pokemon. He got 3 basic Pokemon to start with. Oh, he got Manectric. Interesting. Alright, so I'm going to Nest Ball. Get 4, Fortina, Shining Mew out there, Marshadow Lele in hand, and Ditto. Where am I? Cofagrigus. Got 4 Cofagrigus. What am I missing? I got a Shrine in hand, so I'm missing 1 Shrine. Copycat. think I had 2 of those. Yeah, bring up both my copycats. And so I'm missing a Cynthia. Got Lillie in hand, spell tag. Okay, so 5 psychic energy. That is good to know that I'm missing 3 energy, and I think I'm missing my Pal Pad too. Look at the prime. I don't know. I don't think this is a GX deck. I definitely don't want a Lillie. Don't want a Copycat. I'm gonna Lele so I can dish it because you want to play Lele early. You really do. You want to make sure you can get it. Lele. Yeah. Grab the Cynthia. Maybe I should have just played the Lillie, or just played it down. Maybe just selected no target and played the Lillie, but it's alright. Spell tag. I still could play a Lillie, get 5, and keep all these draw supporters in hand. I think I'm going to do that. Okay, that's good. We'll put the counter down there. We'll put Tina down. So I can get discarded. I got a Cofagrigus. Wow, I got a good start going here. We'll go get another Tina too. So you can see potentially next turn I could be hitting for quite a bit of damage next turn. Alright, but he does have Electric, and he's got Zebstrika. I think is that to Electivire? Is that new Electivire that does like 190 damage? That's one that I've seen that does big damage, like 190 damage, and you could potentially get Magnezone in there. Alright, so he's got his Ditto Prism. Okay. Again, it. Okay. All right. Thank you for activating my counter energy. Okay, so I got, yeah, this is okay to do that. That. Put down the Yamask. I have 3 in play, so that's okay. I don't want to get too greedy, and I'm really glad I grabbed that Cynthia last turn. Okay. I definitely don't want to use my Rescue Stretcher for that. But I'm definitely going to throw away the Yamask. No. I'm going to throw away the Shrine. Because I'm guessing this is not a GX deck. Maybe I'm wrong. But I definitely want to get another Cofagrigus. Okay. Great. So you're going to see this deck. So the way the mechanic works here, you select those, and they're the ones that you don't select are kind of lightly highlighted, but not as the orange border. And there, you've got them. Oh, I'm just short. Shoot. Oh, well, yeah, and the bench counter's coming back. Do not. I have to, when Giratina comes back, I have to put on people on Pokemon on the bench. So, but Shuckle's a good one to put on. that'll be an easy prize, easy prizes. Electric, yeah, Electric's the one I want to really put it on. Okay, let's put that down. Then I can go get the Tapu Lele. Or do I want to get the Tapu Lele? That was a good question. I think I'm just going to leave Lele down there since I have 3 rescue stretchers. Okay. And how many Tina do I have here? I only have 2 Tina. So I can put down a Tina. That's fine. Got to remember that the Counter Energy right now is still working okay. So I can put Counter Energy is working, so I'm going to put a counter down on my Cofagrigus on the bench. Now, it doesn't light up like at first, so you have to remind yourself to use Distortion Door. Okay, so oh wow, he put his, oh that's right, he retreated that, so that was I didn't even think about it at the time, but I'm sure he wasn't thinking of it either. That was a pretty big blunder by my opponent. Then sometimes like it lights up again, but sometimes it doesn't, so you just kind of have to remember to use Distortion Door. So it's pretty clear here who the attackers are. That's good. Oh man. When I took the prize, my Counter Energy stopped working. Oh my gosh. Blunder again. I just find new and improved ways to make blunders time after time after time. Yeah, so I made like I said, I made huge blunders like this last night. Just giving my opponent the game here. Okay, so yeah, and he's actually was in bad shape, so he was in top deck mode, and I was going to get him anyway, but so at least you got to see that deck, and we'll do a little bit. Hopefully we'll get some more going, and we'll get into the cycle of Distortion Door. And hopefully I won't make any incredibly stupid mistakes again this next game. Alright. Okay, advantage to me, so that's good. I have thought about going second, but there's just too much of a chance that there's a more chance that you're not going to start Shining Mew. So alright, so these games do tend to be a little bit longer too. They aren't fast games like Zero Rose. Pretty quick. It's a quick deck. I'm looking forward to trying that some more too. Alright, so my opponent's going first. And okay, so I'll be able to start Yamask. And I have Marshadow in hand, so it might benefit me too. I just gotta look and see if he plays a supporter or not. That's one thing to really look for. And then it'll be an easy decision if he has like 2 cards in hand. But I'm definitely not playing the Copycat. But if he only has 2 cards in hand, you don't really want to give him 2 extra cards from the Marshadow. You always want to play the odds. I remember when I went to Indianapolis for the NAIC in 2016, or 2017, sorry, July, just like June 30th, July 1st, 2017. Oh, good. That's a good start. That makes my decision very easy. I can load a counter. Here. Do I put it on the active? Yeah, I think I do. Alright, I'm not going to Marshadow. He didn't play anything. He didn't play any cards at all. Man. Alright. Copycat, I'm getting 7 cards. This may come back to bite me. Because I'm wondering if this is a hand. He had such a good hand, he didn't want to play anything, didn't want to lose it. He's probably glad I didn't Marshadow him there. Alright, so we get the Shrine out. Spell tag. Giratina. So I will be able to attack during the next turn. Not doing much damage, but at least I'll be able to attack. And done. But when I was in my last game that I played, round 9, at NAIC in Indianapolis in 2017, my opponent had only 2 cards in hand, and I used and I used red card on him, and because I was sure that he had, because he was playing Rayquaza, I'm sure he had whittled his hand down so that he had Guzma. Great. That he had whittled his hand down so that he could, make great plays, make like a Sycamore play on his next turn or something. But turned out he didn't, and I should have played the averages. So, do I want to put down the Shining Mew? I can hold it. So the downside is here that I don't have any switching cards, so I have no way to get Giratina out of the active. And this is a huge problem for me, because I don't want to put 3 energy on him. And maybe my opponent has figured this out. Alright, so I can throw a Shining Mew and go get Tapu Lele. I'm not going to count my cards here. Let's see what I got. Okay, I have 2 Cofagrigus in play. That's right. So we'll grab the Lillie, since I get 5, and that's fine. I don't want to waste the Rescue Stretcher yet. Get you back out. So what do I want to put down? Do I want to put a Giratina down? I think I can. I think I'm just going to hold it for right now. So I don't understand what my opponent's doing. I mean, this is not a strategy that you would normally use. I mean, normally this would just be an absolutely devastating strategy for you. considering most decks run like 4 Guzma and other switching cards as well. So I'm going to try to get as much energy as I can here. This is a waste of a Rescue Stretcher, but I'm really just trying to get I'm going to select no target. Alright, so this is not a particularly exciting or good match. And I may just back out of this. I don't exactly know what my opponent's trying to do here. Just normally this would be absolutely devastating to against most decks. He's very fortunate that I'm not running any kind of switching cards. And, yeah. Alright, well, okay, easy win. I'll take it. Yeah, so Giratina puts 4 damage counters, but I mean, obviously it doesn't matter here. This was not a real game. Sorry about that. Alright, hopefully we can get a real one this time. It's a free 20 points up the ladder, but alright, advantage to me again. All water. Water, water everywhere. Not a drop to drink, so I'll go first. You have a nice deck. Box. Alright, start the Mew. Put that. Oh, this is going to be cute. This is nice. This doesn't happen very much, but this is always a great play. When you can use a Mysterious Treasure to discard Giratina. It's always kind of cute. Swampy. Swampert Quagsire. Alright, so there's a lot of talk about this deck. So obviously I can ditch my shrines. I won't be using them in this one. I would like to draw a card. Thank you. Oh, this is super cool. This is going to be hilarious. Alright. So, Mysterious Treasure, Giratina. Oh, he doesn't have any bench Pokemon. Oh well. Alright, so I have 4 Yamask. I have 4 Cofagrigus, I have 1 in hand. I have 2, so I'm missing a Tina. Lillie. Mew. Missing Marshadow. Ditto. Okay, so I'm missing a Mysterious Treasure. Missing a Stretcher. Missing a Shrine, which is actually a good thing in this matchup. And missing a Copycat. Oops, if I forget. Alright, we will throw this away for the other Giratina. And we'll grab Tapu Lele. Attach the energy. Play Lele. Yep. For Lillie. Alright, so I'm going to wait to bring the Tinas back on the board until next turn. One, so they don't get Guzman, and two, because he doesn't have any bench Pokemon, so I won't be able to put any damage. Alright, we'll put the Shrine out just so that it won't be coming back in my hand. I need the room right now, so I'm going to, the two spots I need for the two Tinas. So I'm going to hold where I'm at. But yep, I'm in really good shape, so this is a very good start for this deck. Forcing my opponent to really find a couple of basic Pokemon. Yep. So my opponent has not gotten off to good starts. I have two Cofagrigus in play. So, Tina, number one. Yeah, so you can see it doesn't really light up, so it doesn't really remind you. Sometimes it seems like it does, but alright, we'll put the spell tag there. Thank you. That is the problem with Swampert, is that sometimes it gets off to a really slow start. I'm going to hold on to my Cynthia since there's literally nothing else that could benefit me. I mean, there's literally no card in my deck that would help me out. So, I'll hold that Cynthia for the next turn. Cool. And I'll be able to put 3 Tina down, and if he doesn't have a bench Pokemon, if he doesn't get another bench Pokemon, it's all over. Yep. It is all over. Okay, so I'm going to actually put down Psychic, put down Tina, Nest Ball, or Tina. I'll bring back the Tinas. Yeah, sorry, that's just the downside with Swampert, is that it's just a little bit slow. And that was like one of the best setups I've ever had. I mean, that's definitely not indicative of the way this deck normally runs. Normally it's a little bit slower than that. Normally I'm not able to attack on turn 2, on my turn 2. So, alright, we'll go one more with Cofagrigus, or Cofagrigus, possibly. These are Cofratina or Cofagrigus. I think Cofratina is better. It's a little bit easier to say. But alright, one more. And the advantage to me again. Obviously this deck does exceedingly well against Psychic weak decks. And I honestly have not seen Zoroark. And of course, as I'm saying that, I'll probably face Zoroark here, but I have not seen Zoroark much at all lately. So, got another Shining Mew start too, that's good. He starts Lele. so it's metal. Oh, bummer. That is disappointing. That Lillie would have gotten me quite a few good cards. Well, so again, this is the downside of Judge and Marshadow. I mean, it is what it is. You know, you just put 4 cards in my hand, 4 draws, 4 cards in my hand, and an energy. So, gonna attach Psychic to that Lillie for 5. Yeah, 5. Yeah, we'll Lillie for 5. That's fine. Okay, so here we go. This is the fun part. Oh, good. I've gotten to do this twice in a row. I usually don't get to do this often. Alright, so I'm missing a Yamask, missing a Cofagrigus, missing a Tina, have Lele and Marshadow and Ditto. Okay, I'm going to go grab Yamask. And then look. Shrines will be good. He's metal, so he'll resist me, so this is going to be tough, and he probably has that frying pan, so it's probably going to be difficult for me, but we'll see. And then, ooh, yeah, we'll definitely put the spell tag on Shining Mew. So when you nest ball, at the beginning of a game like this, you definitely want to grab your Ditto. Because obviously Mysterious Treasure can't grab Ditto. You want to save your Mysterious Treasures for Cofagrigus. I only have one, so I don't want to play my Pal Pad. And I can Legendary Guidance with an awesome attack. I can put 2 Psychic. I put 1 there and 1 there. So if he does anything cute, I can still attack during the next turn. Oh, I'm an idiot. I totally forgot to put the damage on his, well, I can bring it back next turn. That's fine. That's probably better. This way he can't use them up and leave them in the eye and act. I'm going to chalk that one up. He must have had a bad internet connection. Because that's a good matchup. You resist me, you could put the frying pan on, I'm hitting for like 50 less. So. Alright, yes, show me I got Glisabot. Alright, we'll try one more since. Alright. Clear this out. Alright, so I have only made one mind-bogglingly horrible blunder so far in this video, so you can see this is definitely a good deck. Again, I don't know if I'm ready to quite put it in top tier status like I was Saturday afternoon, but this is definitely a good deck. Ugh. Not a good start. I'm going to start Marshadow because I'll be able to throw away those 2 Tinas. And Marshadow only has a 1 retreat cost. And if my opponent knocks it out, I'll be able to potentially pull it back with a Rescue Stretcher. Alright, Malamar. Alright, now we're going up against a real deck. So the advantage here is that he's probably using Psychic Pokemon, and literally all of my Pokemon are weak to Dark. And as I was, beautifully put up the altar for me. So if he doesn't get out of the GX, he's got Ultra Necrozma. I'm definitely grabbing my Shrines. So he's gotten off to a good start. Lillie for 8. Excuse me. My apologies to my opponent. She has gotten off to a great start, but I'm going to probably Lillie for 7, so I'm not doing so bad myself. And I'm going to drop a couple damage counters. So here's the question. Do I want to put that Shining Mew down? I have to think about that. Alright, so what do we got? I definitely want to grab the Yamask. So 4 Yamask, Cofagrigus. Do I have a Cofagrigus in hand? I do, so I'm missing 1 Kofi. I have 2 Tinas in hand. There's my Lele, Marshadow at the top, Mew on the bench. Okay, so I'm missing a Mysterious Treasure. I only have 3 Stretchers, 3 Shrines. I'm missing a Copycat. 2 Cynthia, I'm missing 2 Cynthia. Oof. That is less than desirable. Spell tag 4, 6, 7, Psychic Energy. So I'm missing Psychic Energy too. Alright, there's 1. Definitely go get another Yamask. So again, I kind of wasted 2 Mysterious Treasure on getting the basics, but I will have 1 Cofagrigus in hand. Definitely put this down just so I can get the 7. Definitely put out the Shrine. I'm going to hold the Ditto though. Do I think he's going to be able to KO me in the next turn? That is the next question. What if he has Guzma in hand? That's my guess, is that he has Guzma in hand. Well, if he does, we'll make him pay for it a little bit. Alright. Tina. Alright. Because it's my guess is that he's going to get a Malamar up. See, this is a mistake by my opponent because he doesn't need 3 energy to KO me. Well, yeah, right, because 2 energy, yeah, you're not going to need Lunel in this game. Well, although it's weak to dark, it's not weak to psychic. We'll see. Another Pokemon I think that sometimes I want, like in matchups against matchups like this, is the Promo Lele, the Promo Psychic Lele that lets you spread damage around the board. I've also thought about Garbodor, somehow working in Garbodor, and okay. And then I've also thought about, 1-1 Malamar line. That was actually a suggestion by Juan Mega. That was fantastic. I think that could be a really good line too. So, all right. So I'll show you the list again. Sorry we didn't get better matches in. One of those matches is a real dud. Collection deck manager. So definitely this will not be the last time you see a video on Cofagrigus Giratina, and I would definitely recommend it. I think the Tinas are a little bit expensive, but it's definitely a good deck. I don't know if it's top tier, but it's definitely good. Definitely worth trying out. It's a lot of fun to play. So thanks for watching. Take care.